This week on Pitt Beyond the Script, we sit down with Athletic Director Heather Lyke as she recaps the athletic season in this two-part series.
The progress that this team showed, we had not been to the NCAA tournament since 1965.
The Pittsburgh Panthers win a match in the NCAA tournament.
We chat with head coach Jeff Capel as we talk ACC tournament and discuss how the future looks going into next season. We'll get our first inside look into spring ball as we talk with Coach Narduzzi and his staff.
We're playing at a higher level right now. A year ago, we're talking about just trying to learn the offense and the schemes.
And we get to meet freshman point guard Daishanette Harris. All that and more on this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.
It starts as a game, a gathering of friends. And slowly, as some begin to sit back, others stand out. The joy of playing turns to passion. And as the skills develop, so do the minds. And they begin to seek challenges, peers, and mentors to further their abilities and opportunities. The love and passion becomes a thirst for people in a place
We make history today in Pittsburgh.
that will embrace and push, a hunger for excellence,
Clinch the ACC.
and to be in and among champions. These are the dreamers, scholars, leaders. These are the guides, teachers, mentors. And this is the opportunity, the challenge, the place. This is Pitt Beyond the Script.
Straight through it. There you go. Don't fall step. Let's go. Escape right there. Good.
The month of February is a little bit different this year than it has been in the past. Recruits are not allowed to come on campus in the month of February, so it's really giving our kids and our coaches a chance to reconnect. Since the season ends, we go recruiting on the road. I mean, we're December and January, we're gone, and all of a sudden we get to come back and spend a lot of time with our kids. So I think our coaches have enjoyed the month of February, just reconnecting with our kids, getting back into talking football.
Our conditioning is like A+ right now, okay? We're flying around. I know some of you older guys can tell the difference between where we are now, where we were last spring at this time. It looks like it's easy. You guys feel good? Okay. Now it's called taking care of your body. Okay, let's make sure we feel good on Wednesdays.
The biggest attribute we have right now as a staff and as the team is the fact that we have continuity. We have continuity with players. We have continuity with the staff. My staff on defense knows me well enough that they know what I'm going to say before I say it, and vice versa.
Yeah, the continuity of our staff for 2020 is huge. I don't think people realize how much goes into an offense, a defense, or even special teams for that matter. I mean, you look at Randy Bates' first year as a coordinator compared to his second year, how much, improvement we made. And I expect to get the same out of our offense. I think Mark Whipple and his staff does a tremendous job. I've got a lot of confidence in who they are and what they've done since they've been here. But again, another added year, just that continuity helps you a ton. So to have our 10 assistants back for a second year in a row is really going to benefit us come September.
Looking at this situation before I came here, I always felt like we could lay a solid foundation offensively. Last year, I think we did that, and then really make some leaps and bounds going into year two, and I feel that same way, just the way the guys have worked. I'm excited about what's happening.
When you talk with Coach Whipple, you're going to hear the word speed used. Like, we're playing at a higher level right now than we were. A year ago, we're talking about just, trying to learn the offense and the schemes, and you're still kind of running those routes a little slower. You're blocking a little slower because all the terminology is brand new. And then all of a sudden, year two, it's like we got that down. Now they start to focus on the new stuff and try to get even a step better, knowing situational offense. All those things are going to help us a ton.
That is an incredible thing to have in college football, to be able to have that stability. We now can spend more time talking about little things than big things. We can take things to a smaller level by analyzing what we've done and how we do it and make it better. And the players know the coaches know the players. The trust level is there, and in college football, trust is really important. And I believe that's why things are going well, and we're going to have continued success.
obviously we're excited when you can bring back, Pat Jones, Jalen Twyman, Paris Ford, and DeMar Hamlin. Those would be some big voids. I mean, if you looked at losing Dane Jackson, Paris, and DeMar all in the same year, your secondary is decimated.
The 4 guys who had a chance to go to the NFL that chose to come back, but I believe each one of them made the decision that they still have a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of things that they can do better. And it will make them better players, which will make them better NFL players, hopefully. With them coming back, we're obviously excited because of their athletic ability, but we're also excited because they're great leaders.
Those kids have big decisions to make, and I think it was important to make sure they made them the right way. And there's no pressure like, hey, we need to know tomorrow. And it's not about what's good for Pitt. It's about what's good for them and their families. And I think that's the important thing. It's not telling them that we need you back, you got to come back. It's not any pressure.
Off the edge, and he got him. Patrick Jones lacerating that offensive line and making the sack.
We have 2 guys that were injured, Camp and Weaver, that didn't play last year, were good, very good players. And we have a lot of guys with a lot of experience coming back that maybe aren't right now draftable level guys, but at some point they will be.
I'm excited to watch our football team. I'm excited, obviously, the defense, was good last year, but, there's higher expectation now. You set that bar defensively, so I'm excited to watch them. I'm also excited to see the offense, and maybe the bar's a little lower about where it was and people aren't expecting much, but I'm expected to see that. So really, as a head football coach, if I'm just excited about watching our defense, then I'm missing something as a head coach. I'm excited about our football team. I'm excited about our returning players, and I'm excited to see how much improvement we can make from 2019 to 2020.
I like it.
Pitt fans, tune into the Jeff Capel Show Thursdays on 93.7 The Fan and see it on AT&T Sportsnet. It's your chance to hear from Coach.
Well, I think we've shown a toughness. I think we've shown a resiliency.
Meet the players.
Sometimes it just felt like home.
It was just so cold, and when you're getting hit, your hands cold.
And follow the season. The Jeff Capel Show.
The thing that I always wanted to do was coaching the ACC.
Live at 6 p.m. Thursday nights at the Pitt on 93.7 The Fan and on AT&T Sportsnet.
And the Panthers have scored. Intercepted. The 25, the 15, and touchdown Panthers. One man to beat. Streaks down the sideline. He's hit, and the ball comes out. Touchdown Panthers. You can't believe what just happened here at Heinz Field.
When you look at the rich tradition of varsity letter, winners from the University of Pittsburgh, not just what they did in their discipline, their sport, but as you look at their careers and professionally what they've gone on to do, and how they provided in their community and in the region, it's very impressive. I'm just happy to be part of that.
Moments like this, I think what it does, it shows the current student athletes that there's something beyond their graduation. That there's more that alumni and then even themselves have more to offer for them and their future.
This is just an unbelievable event. This is a new kind of Heisman Trophy. It's a mixture of sport, community, business, etc.
It's awesome. Everyone's there to shake your hand. I can't tell you the last time I went to an event and Penny Smile wasn't there to give you a high five and a smile. it's a great family.
Tonight is special because Clarissa Dudley's being honored, and she was my team captain. She was my big sister when I was on the track team at the University of Pittsburgh, and she and my other big sisters, they taught us all how to work hard, how to be classy, and how to get A's while you're doing it, and those lessons have followed me my entire life.
The people that are honored tonight, it's not just about what they accomplished while they're at the university, but what they've done after they've graduated. And I think for the student athletes that are here today, what it does, it gives them an understanding of beyond when you graduate, you're not going to be forgotten. I'm here because I love Pitt, I love my university, it changed my life, and that's why I support the people.
I've been really pleased with the freshmen. I think Daishanette Harris from up in Youngstown, Ohio is going to be a dynamic player for our basketball team.
Harris with a steal. And the lay-in. What a run for Pittsburgh.
Harris takes the pull-up from the wing and knocks it down.
We've seen it in a number of games. Daishanette Harris hits a shot, then all of a sudden she hits another and another.
Daishanette Harris drives in. Her layup is good and a foul.
I love this game because it's a game of challenges, and I like being a challenge. So each and every night, come out and attack a challenge, and it feels so good once you complete that challenge. Of all the Division I programs, I chose Pitt because it's a family, and that's what I'm all about. And who better to go attack an obstacle than with your family?
From the NBA as well.
What motivates me is applying pressure. When the pressure comes and I see someone's trying to get off my ear, it tends to motivate me to be nah, I'm just not gonna let them tear me down. Just gotta get up. And then I try and motivate my team. On the court, we know that we're here for business, but off the court, we know that we're all in this together.
If you're the Panthers, you want to see that. You need Daishanette Harris to get going offensively. Brown in there, cutting Daishanette Harris with the steal and the putback. She's really starting to mature with her game and learning how to be a scorer, but also how to let other people on the team score as well.
Harris loves it, the Panthers love it.
From coach, I've learned how to be a leader and how to control the tempo of the game, and how to be myself on the court and play the game how I know how to play. Hi, I'm Daishanette Harris from Pitt Women's Basketball, and you're watching Pitt Beyond the Script.
Lori Johnson was a terrific all-around basketball player. Did everything well, no weaknesses in her game.
She had a whole repertoire of things that she could do on the court. She can handle, she can pass, she can score, and then she'd go in and get some rebounds.
Lori Johnson was one of the most prolific players in collegiate women's basketball, let alone here at the University of Pittsburgh. Her accomplishments are historic.
Lori Johnson being one of our greatest basketball players, men or women, that's beyond dispute. Lori is the all-time leading scorer in Pitt basketball history, men or women, with 2,312 points. And she has the distinction of being the first women's basketball player at Pitt to have her jersey number retired.
There was always that moment that Lori was probably the best player on the floor. Anytime we played anybody, didn't matter who it was. She's such a dominating player, and she also made her teammates better. She wanted to win, she wanted to get better, and that was important to her. And once we got the better players in here with her, she also saw that she could become that type of player that could elevate their game too. Lori was very much outgoing, I would say, both on and off the court. She did everything to the best of her ability, no matter what it was. I think if she was playing checkers with one of her teammates, she'd want to win. She just wants to win at everything she did. She wanted to get better, and she would do whatever it took to do that.
Every one of you represents something very special. The name on the front is very special. It means a lot. Recognize these colors you guys are wearing tonight. Recognize these colors we're wearing. Understand, this is what Pittsburgh's built on. Everybody in this city understands. If you're from Pittsburgh, you know what those colors mean. Fight for Pittsburgh.
Gosh, so many great moments.
And he scores! You can't believe what just happened here at Heinz Field.
The Pitt Panthers make it 27 in a row at home and win this top 10 showdown.
What a comeback for Pittsburgh tonight against number 7 Tech Beach.
A season-opening ACC victory for Pitt.
Sends across in, looks for West. The head is there, and it is a Panther goal and a Panther victory.
I think what happens is with teams that have had success in the past, there's maybe an established belief that you can be great in this particular sport. We can build it where we want it to go, whether it's football or basketball or wrestling. But there's a number of sports that, women's soccer, we had never won an ACC match until this year, the overtime win against Boston College. So Coach Waldron came in and he has such confidence and courage that he knows that he can build something that's never happened.
As Pittsburgh defeats NC State 2-1.
You see what we're doing with women's lacrosse and building that program from the ground up, literally starting that program. And Emily, Coach Boissonneau, is just doing an unbelievable job, not only recruiting kids to Pitt, but getting the sport of lacrosse exposed here in the city of Pittsburgh and the greater region, and traveling around the country, doing camps and building the Pitt lacrosse brand. She's doing something that's never been done. And so it is really incredibly exciting to see.
And getting in is Kiza, and he scores! The delivery, and it's a Kiza party in Pittsburgh.
Being at a men's soccer game, just with the fans packed around the stadium and people coming up saying, I think we need more stands. And the alumni that all came back, men's soccer, the progress that this team showed, we had not been to the NCAA tournament since 1965.
The Pittsburgh Panthers win a match in the NCAA tournament.
The reality is when Jay Vidovich came, and he had won national championships at previous stops, and he came here to do the same type of thing at Pitt. He knows what it takes to win a national championship, and you can't do it overnight, and so you've got to take those progression steps. And for us to get into the NCAA tournament, I sometimes call it slaying a dragon, but we did. We slayed that dragon that is the sort of the, can we get past the hurdle? Can we get into the NCAA tournament? And our players know what it's like to play on that setting. That is only going to prepare the team better for next year, and they know what it takes. They're not satisfied by any means, and so this is a chance for them to build upon that success. And just grateful for our whole coaching staff, and the impact that they've had on these student athletes' lives is tremendous. Yeah, I remember the cross-country team going to run their first home match here in over 50 years, home meet. And I will tell you that Coach Herb Brad is just an extraordinary cross-country coach, and I think doing things the right way and building this program in the right way, and we've had to build this from ground up. And I think about doing something for the first time and doing it right and doing it for the student athletes, and to be able to host a home meet, and it just meant so much not being afraid to take a risk and make a difference and do something that we've never done before.
Nino right with this shot, with the takedown, He's got to work up. Beautiful sweep single. But of course he had an overhook on the right side, shot left, and just disappeared right under him. Nino Bonacorsi in double overtime.
When I came here, the first week on the job, we had a head coach, wrestling coach opening. I was 2 days in, and we were searching the country for the best wrestling coach. And we're in Western Pennsylvania, where wrestling is heavily followed and tracked and dominant. And I know a lot of coaches across the country who were coming into Pennsylvania and taking our wrestlers and to other schools. And so I knew that this was a hotbed and a sleeping giant in many ways, and an opportunity for us to be the best in wrestling. So we hired Coach Gavin, who I just, I mean, he has walked it. He's won a national championship, so he absolutely knows what it takes to win at the highest level. I know Coach Gavin, you know, they're never satisfied, but really start to see the momentum shift in our favor and see what's yet to come, and it sort of lets you believe in what we have the ability to do.
Thomas to his back and going to give the Panthers a 28-6 victory. Strong performance here by the Panthers.
Our team has worked hard to put this athletic department and our coaches and the student athletes in a position for success, but it takes time, you know, so I think we all have to be patient with the amount of progress and how fast we want it to all happen. But certainly I'm thrilled with the progress we've made in so many different teams and so many different programs. And we're starting to see, you know, the efforts and the hard work that everyone has put in behind it. You know, I always say it's not about one coach or one student athlete or one person in this department. It takes everybody to build a successful athletic program. And so really grateful for our whole team making a difference in our coaches and student athletes' lives.
Pitt fans, tune into the Jeff Capel Show Thursdays on 93.7 The Fan and see it on AT&T Sportsnet. It's your chance to hear from Coach.
Well, you know, I think we've shown a toughness. I think we've shown a resiliency.
Meet the players.
Sometimes it just felt like home.
It was just so cold, and when you're getting hit, your hands cold.
And follow the season. The Jeff Capel Show.
The thing that I always wanted to do was coaching the ACC.
Live at 6 p.m. Thursday nights at the Pitt on 93.7 The Fan and on AT&T Sportsnet. You're watching Pitt Beyond the Script.
Missing some time. Whoa! Xavier Johnson.
My goodness.
Welcome to Pitt Beyond the Script alongside head coach Jeff Capel of the basketball team. I'm Rob King of AT&T Sportsnet. Coach, I want to take you back to NC State, and a lot of good things happened in that game on the road, and you led for 3/4 of the game, and then a lot of other times down the stretch there against NC State.
You know, I like how we responded, you know, from our last home game. I thought we came out, we were ready to play, we got off to a good start. So our last 2 road games, we've gotten off to good starts, which has been kind of an Achilles heel for us. We led at halftime. We did some really good things. I think at 2 different times, one in the first half, one in the second half, we were up 7 points. And then we knew they would make a run, which they did. They got the lead. We got it back late in the second half, and then they made a push, and you know, we couldn't overcome that. I was pleased with a lot of the things that we did, but we have to be a little bit tougher. You know, we have to be able to push through fatigue. We have to be able to push through, you know, when teams make a run, and we have to be a little bit smarter in certain situations. But I think we got better. And, you know, as you go this late in the season, if you're getting better, then that's a good sign.
Is execution down the stretch harder on the road than it is at home?
I think it's hard, period. I think it can be harder on the road, especially if you're playing in a tough environment. NC State's a tough environment. We were playing against a team that's fighting for their NCAA tournament life. I think going into that game, they were one of the last 4 in. And so there's a sense of urgency there that they have, and their fans feel it. So I think that's where it can become more difficult on the road if you're playing in a tough environment, a hostile environment. I think it could be a little bit more difficult.
You had 3 players down the stretch miss both free throws. Another one went 1 for 2. So there's 7 points. And I remember thinking at the time, if you make those free throws, you're in the lead. Do you talk to players about that? Or what can you do about that so that next time they're maybe more prepared to make those free throws?
Yeah. We've been a good free throw shooting team all year. And those are tough because they also change the momentum when you step up to the line, and especially if you miss 2, or if it's a 1-on-1 and you miss the front end. I think we were 15 of 27 from the free throw line. That's uncharacteristic of us. Again, we've been pretty good there, and the guys that stepped up and missed them have been, 3 of our better free throw shooters. And so you do talk to them about it. That's where, when you're on the road, it's harder, because behind us, the backdrop, the fans, how loud it was. You missed the first one, you have a little bit more pressure on you for the second one. That's where the environment can hurt you a little bit.
Out of the corner, Tony the triple.
Audie's Tony, 24 points. I don't want to overlook his performance.
Yeah, he played terrific. He picked the spots. We were able to post him some, take advantage of a couple of matchups. I thought he played a really good floor game as well. He was efficient, in the manner in which he played, and he was terrific.
Champagnie step back. Tony the rebound at the offensive end. And the lead, it's largest of the day for Pittsburgh, it's 7.
Do you ever, and I'm sure you talk to your team about a lot of things, but one of the things that went through my mind was that this was an NC State team. It's very, very veteran-laden. Almost all their top players are juniors or seniors. You got most of your points and most of your performance from guys who are freshmen and sophomores.
Yeah, and we have to continue to get older and grow up. Their guys are not just juniors and seniors, they're redshirt juniors, redshirt seniors. So that means they're a little bit older as well. So you have 19-year-olds playing against 23-year-olds. That's a big difference as far as experience, your bodies, your maturity level, all of those things. But again, we understand who we are right now, and we have to continue to push forward and continue to grind and continue to get better, continue to learn from each experience, and hopefully as we continue to get older, we understand and we're able to close the deal on those games.
As we're taping this, the Georgia Tech game has not been played, but it will be played by the time folks are watching this. So let's look ahead to the ACC tournament. Is there a sense of a fresh start? Is there a sense of excitement? What does the ACC tournament mean for the staff and the players?
Well, it means a lot. It's an honor, again, to be in this league, and I've always felt the ACC tournament was the best tournament. The excitement over the years, it's in North Carolina, so I know that how much the people in North Carolina love basketball. We do think it'll be a fresh start for us. We're excited about it. We have our bye week, so we're able to hopefully get a little bit of rest, although it'll be about 3 in the morning when we get back from Atlanta early Thursday morning. And we'll give our guys a couple of days off. We'll get back at it on Saturday night. We'll find out who it is we're playing, and we'll start our preparation for that on Sunday.
And we'll be talking more about that and more about the season to come for the Panthers next season, next week on Pitt Beyond the Script. Coach, thanks very much.
Thank you.
All right, and thanks to you for watching this edition of Pitt Beyond the Script.